Hello and welcome along to the highlights from the second Sunday of action here at the Betfred World Snooker Championship here in Sheffield. Lots to bring you over the course of the next 50 minutes, so let's get straight to it. Well, earlier on today, Masters champion Judd Trump was in action against China's #1, Ding Junhui. Judd led the first session 5-3. Here's what happened in the second.
Great pot. He's just starting to get warmed up. Wow, what a pot that was. Whoa, he played the kind of stun run through. It was a great shot.
You know what, that was nearly one of the best shots of the tournament.
Foul, and a miss. Ding Junhui.
Well, I've seen it all now.
Happy Christmas.
So an excellent clearance of 60 from Ding Junhui, and Ding Junhui is in front at 8-7. Very good. He's played an excellent final frame here in this session, Ding Junhui. And that's enough for Judd Trump. Shakes Ding Junhui's hand, and what a great session that's been for Ding.
Brilliant play there from Ding Junhui, winning 8 of the last 10 frames as they head into the final session. Well, now on to 2 former world champions. The 4 times winner John Higgins was up against the 2015 winner Stuart Bingham. Now, it was all square. It was 4 apiece after the first session. Bingham took the first of the second session, coming to the table 50 points down to score 70 and take the frame. Higgins then takes the next 2 to lead only for the second time in this match, and we join it in the 12th frame. Dennis Taylor and Sean Murphy are your commentators.
Good shot, Stuart Bingham. That was risky. Wasn't as easy as it looked. That was quite thin. Knew he was opening all the reds. Great shot.
Yeah, I think John Higgins will be a little bit surprised in his seat because he took the red on in a way that he thought, if I pot it, I'll be on the black and I won't leave anything. And he didn't anticipate Stuart cutting that one back in and opening the bunch.
Nine.
Well, this is brilliant stuff from both players here this afternoon. It really is. There's one mistake.
16.
You lose the frame. That's the way they're playing at present. John didn't do much wrong. He just had to go at a red into the right corner. Thought that he would leave everything safe. As we can show you here, he'd been up nicely on the black, but the whites come off the cushion. He was nicely on the black, but that was some shot to start off with from Stuart.
24.
No problem for
25.
Stuart Bingham bridging over a ball. I think it's 5 or 6 snooker balls he can pick up in one hand. It's amazing. He's got long fingers.
32.
And the way the balls are going into the pocket, you can hear the nice crisp sound as it hits the back of the leather. Might be one in the middle of those reds that goes. The one to the left is no problem. The one near the blue is no problem. But there's one in the middle that might be on. And that's the one he's played for. Now, what sort of an angle has he got here?
Just having the cue ball cleaned, I think that indicates he's going to play this with topspin. Just trying to eradicate any possible slight hint of a kick or a bad contact. This is going to open up everything, this shot. Just depends if he wants to play through for the black or try and screw out for pink or blue. It's not straightforward, this. Well played.
41.
There you can see 6 reds, 6 blacks. I mean, these reds are perfectly placed if he's
49.
got a maximum in his sights. The frame's the most important thing, first of all. And we'll tell you with the next shot. Yep, he's got an easy pink but for position, but he wants all blacks, as you can see. £50,000 bonus for a maximum break with 10,000 for the high break. The man
56.
sitting next to me had a great chance but didn't get on the last red, had a very difficult red to get to the black. And he's definitely got all blacks on his mind because he has a red to the right middle. But he's taking this one so that he can stay on the black.
It's a really exciting feeling out there, Dennis, when you're in this situation. 147s, they don't come along often. They certainly don't come along here that often. When it's you out there, it's exciting. Nicely played. Just always looking for good angles on the black. You never really want to be straight, because then you can only forwards or backwards in a straight line. So nicely held there, half ball on the black. Could put this cue ball anywhere he chooses.
I mean, where the red is up the other end of the table, I mean, if he does get that far,
64.
what a shot it would be to get from there to the black. But he's still on this red for the middle, and he can still get back onto the black. He's done it on 5 occasions, has
65.
Stuart Bingham.
Forget the maximum for a minute, Dennis. What a response this has been. John Higgins is hitting with everything so far in this session. To stand up and make this from where he was left before, it wasn't an easy red he was left.
72.
When he started this break, he was risking and losing everything. He went for it and got it, and now he's reaping the rewards.
Well, you just sensed And I did say at the time, one mistake and it's going to cost you the frame, and that's exactly what has happened here.
$73.
Well, it is going to get very interesting now that the frame is safe. There's only one thing on his mind, but how would he get from that last red, if he does get that far, back to the black?
$80. $81.
If he did get to that last difficult red, I've put a white up. That's where he'd have to be to have any chance
88.
to pot that and get to the black. But he's still got 3 more reds and 3 more blacks to pot before he has to
89.
worry about that. But what an effort this is.
I'm just wondering whether he's going to take the next red that's next to the pink and then try and move that red up in on the bulk cushion, whilst the red next to the blue is there as a reserve. And let's put play to that. He's played to that red by the blue now. And a great shot he's played. Perfectly on this red
96.
to get back for the black.
He's already got his sights on that difficult last red.
$97.
If he can make one from this position, it'll be one of the best, that's for sure. Oh, he's hit it too far. A little bit of adrenaline there. He needs a good
104.
shot now to hold for the black. Just hit that a little too hard. It's there.
105.
Now, I did put a white ball up some time ago. If he could get there, there would be a
Settle
chance
down,
to
please.
pop that and get back to the black. Finds time to have a little joke with the crowd. Come on, Stuart, you can do it. Go on, Stuart. That's pretty good.
112.
Well, he wasn't far away from the white. He can still cut this in. Come on, you can do it, Stuart. Find the gap back up to the black as well.
Well, it's a natural, Dennis. If he pots the red, he'll be on the black.
Get in there. Oh, look at the cue ball where it was coming. It was right on the black. What an effort from Stuart Bingham. The snooker here this afternoon from these two has been sensational. And we go off to the mid-session interval, all square at 6 frames each.
So close for Stuart Bingham there. Well, the wait continues for the first maximum at the Crucible since Stephen Hendry's back in 2012. Well, here are the afternoon scores. Higgins and Bingham are level as they head into the third session. What a final session of snooker that's going to be. And as for Judd Trump and Ding Junhui, well, a remarkable comeback from Ding. He started the day 5-3 down, ends it 9-7 up. Both matches come to a conclusion on Monday night. Well, now back to matters earlier this morning between Barry Hawkins and Kyron Wilson. Now, given the way these two play, we thought it would be quite a tight contest, but that wasn't quite how it ended up.
And it's Barry Hawkins who takes the first frame. Turn up. Let's hope it gets bigger than that. Oh, well, would you believe it? What a chance of a maximum he's let go there.
What a red.
The pink for the second century. Wonderful stuff, it really is.
Fantastic. He is outstanding in the rest.
Well played. That's his second century of the tournament.
Oh, what a shot that is. Barry Hawkins flawless today, and he now leads 5-1. One, 3-7 again.
Oh, couldn't have hit it better. Sweet as a nut. Barry Hawkins leads by 6 frames to 2.
5 centuries across 8 frames, 4 of them from Barry Hawkins. The Hawk was quite literally flying. Well, if you were with us for the evening session earlier on, you will have seen Kyron took the first 2 frames. We're going to join in frame 11. Kyron is 22 points up, but he's snookered.
Call it thin. But there's a gap to it. Now, Sean, we've seen Barry play a few of these straight long pots, and he's just been hitting across them slightly. What he wouldn't give for a sweet strike here. Gotcha!
1.
Hit it so well, didn't he, John? That was really, really nice out the top draw. Especially having missed a few in the last couple of frames. He struck that so well. All his eggs in one basket. And having made the mess on the blue to the last red, that made that shot even more difficult.
Yeah, you could say lucky to get a second chance. When Kyron escaped from the snooker, it looked as though he'd hit it perfectly, but just rolled on and left him the straight red.
10.
Well, what can you do? That's the game of snooker. The great potters always feel the key shot to the clearance is getting on the blue correctly, and he's not done that. That's a mistake. Wrong side of the blue, so still a bit of work to do here.
$90.
But played that absolutely beautifully. Timed that to perfection.
$25.
Well, we've had centuries after century. But that, for me, was the most exciting frame of the match. It goes the way of Barry Hawkins. Kyron Wilson will be very upset. Missed that easy red to the middle. Barry Hawkins, at his second chance, takes it. And he's 3 ahead again. Now 7-4. What a frame.
Well, Barry steals that frame to take it to 7-4. Let's join the action in the next frame. Barry is 43 points up, and he's at the table.
Well, they always say if you're going to miss them air on the side of it and them too thin. He's got a good cue ball. OK, the red below the pink does pot, but it's anything but easy. And with it being close to the pocket, you can't really sort of widen the angle of the cue ball. So if you don't get it, so he's not playing the pot. He looks as though he's trying to bring the black into play here. And that was the problem. You get the double kiss. Where's the red ball going? Where's it going? Has he covered it? Well. Can he get through? Or is it a little swerve? It's one of those situations, of course, with the red so close to the jaws of the pocket. If you can hit it, it drops. He must be able to get through to it.
One.
And Kyron, head back, shaking his head. When he won the first 2 frames this evening, you thought, right, he's right back in the match. Should have won the 3rd one, missed that red to the middle. And now it looks, Sean, for all money, that all his efforts, he's going to go in
6.
to the interval as you were.
Yeah, you can see he was suffering in his chair there. I think
7.
it's the mistakes of the previous frame that have left a bit of a mark on Kyron. Not happy with things, understandably so. He had the frame at his mercy in the 3rd frame of the night. So we see the difference now, 57 points ahead with only 54 and 59 remaining. Just this red.
15.
So it's as you were, as you say, John. And all the hard work of the first 2 frames tonight were in vain. He started this session 4 frames behind. And he's going to go in for his cup of tea. Still 4 frames
21.
behind.
22.
Yeah, not the vintage performance that Barry Hawkins produced in the first session. So Barry will be absolutely delighted. And Kyron will be very disappointed.
29.
And he'll look back on that red in the 3rd frame this evening that didn't go in the middle. It won't matter about that.
Barry
No way
Hawkins,
back to the table
29.
for Kyron. He's off to
And
the
the frame.
dressing room. Won the first 2, but then lost the next 2. So he's still 4 behind at the mid-session interval. 4 more to play. Barry Hawkins leads by 8 frames to 4.
So Barry takes the frame to go 8-4 up. Now a century from Kyron takes it to 5-8. Barry stretches the lead back to 4 in the next frame, and we rejoin early in frame 15.
Is all of a sudden Barry Hawkins realising the importance of these last 2 frames.
Well, it definitely happens, John, doesn't it, when you can see your opponent on the ropes. It sometimes adds pressure to your job. Barry will be sensing the chance to take a big lead into the final session of this match. Kyron's still in there fighting. That was a good shot.
1.
Nicely played this with a smidge of left-hand side just to bring the cue ball back across the face of the blue. That was well played. A real test of character now, the next 20-30 minutes for Kyron Wilson. Not about his technique anymore. This is about how hungry he is, how much he wants it. Took the bull by the horns and went for broke. I think he's on the red nearest the black. The one nearest the pink maybe goes to the
6.
middle pocket as well. Yeah, you see that red definitely goes. Reaching it might be a problem. But that one under the pink pots as well.
7.
Well, he's on the pink, slightly hampered. Can he just roll the pink in and be on the next red? He feels as though he can. Felt as though he didn't have to do too much with the cue ball, and there is a red to the right corner, which he's
30.
on. Worst way to be on the pink with the cannon. Good chance. But lots of pressure out there now.
$20.
He's on this red, but he wanted to be a little bit straighter on it. Could have done with screwing back a little bit further. And then would feel he'd have more control of the cue ball. Is it risky to play for the black? We decide to go back up the table for the blue or bought colour. Doesn't want to take any undue risks if he can avoid them.
$21.
Wrong side of the blue, but with that red being in the baulk end, no real problem.
$26.
He's standing his
27.
ground. He's come straight on the blue. Has he got a slight angle? He's desperate for one. If he hasn't, then he'll have to leave himself for... Well, there's the blue line. Well, he may just be able to force and get closer to the red. And the reason I say that, because red he's going to play, he's got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball. Well, he felt as though he couldn't. He's not held a blue spot, has he? Oh, no.
32.
But he's good with the rest, but as I say, got a bit to do with the cue ball here. Well, he's not on the black.
33.
Got the pink to the middle, but just struggling here.
It's just snowballing on him, isn't it? He's just lost the cue ball a few shots ago and he's not had it back under control yet. He's now faced with a real tough little shot to get on that loose red. I don't think he can hold the cue ball in the middle of the table to play the red in this bottom right-hand corner. That would be a very, very delicate little shot indeed. He couldn't hold it, so he's powered it in the check side. What a shot that is.
39.
Yeah, tremendous shot. He's nicely on this red. But it's just one of those situations. I think the red to the right doesn't pass the black. If he plays for the black, he's going to finish low on it, which is okay, because he could play a little cannon. Well, not
40.
as low as I thought he would like to be. Oh, well, that red does pass the black. Can he screw back and avoid the cannon? Needs to find the centre of the pocket with this black. And did. But you can feel the adrenaline in some of these shots. He's just overhit that again.
47.
He's grinding it out. But it's becoming harder and harder. Needs a good angle here on the colour off this red.
.48.
He's not got it.
Does one of those reds go to the left centre pocket? He's just coming around to see where he needs to be on that red to pot it in the corner pocket. I'm not sure how he's going to get there. Might have to play the pink. And stunning the pink in at pace into these middle pockets is very, very difficult. Very well played. It was so much more difficult than it looked.
54.
Just checking the angle. Can he get through to the red? Let's hit this red first. Doesn't want to catch the other red first. Very nicely
55.
done. You have to say, after what went on in the previous frame, this is a great response from Kyron Wilson, showing great strength of character.
Just a bit short. Red and the black would get into
62.
Snooker's required. Wanted to be straighter on this red. But he's potted it and he's on the black. And this is frame ball, living up to his nickname, the Warrior. Boy, has he battled hard here. Every credit.
70. .71.
Wrong side the blue, but it doesn't matter now. Frame's in the bag. He'd maybe like to make another century, but it's not imperative. We've got one more frame to play in this middle session.
76.
And what a big one it will be.
.77. .82. .83.
He's already made 2 centuries in this match.
.89.
Harry Hawkins has made 4. But in between, we've seen some very exciting snooker and frames that could have gone either way.
90.
Boy, has he battled hard here, Sean.
Hasn't he just? And like you said, John, really living up to his nickname of the Warrior. He won't go away, Kyron. He'll keep trying, he'll keep coming. Every credit. And Barry Hawkins has seen it all before, don't worry about that.
Yeah, and he'll be steering himself for the last frame
97.
of the evening. This black for a very hard-earned century. Well played. Showed great guts and determination.
104.
Turn up!
.106.
And he'll want to clear the balls here and just send out a signal to Barry, you make one mistake in the last frame this evening and I'm going to clear them up. The Warriors come out to play.
109. $130. I told him. $180. $124.
Well, you won't see a break with more grit and determination than that. It was a must-win frame for Kyron Wilson. Barry Hawkins steering himself for the last frame of the evening. He's back to 3, Kyron Wilson. Can he make it just 2 adrift at the end of the session? Big frame coming up.
What a session this has turned out to be. Kyron makes a 1-3-1 break to register the 7th century of the match. One more frame to go. We join with Barry at the table, trailing by 25 points.
Well, he didn't want to risk it, but what sort of a cue ball is that, Barry? That's poor. Might as well have played the plant as played such a poor safety. Don't get me wrong, there's pressure on this red to the middle, because if he misses it, he could well leave the red to the right middle. But if it goes in, it's a frame winner. Played it confidently, played it with great courage, and every chance now that he gets within 2. Lost the first session of this match, the 8 frames, he lost 6 of them, so he came in this evening 6-2 behind. Needed to win the session, and now every chance to do that. This match will resume at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I wouldn't miss it for the world because, as I said earlier on this evening, I think this could be a classic.
Well, it's setting that up that way now, isn't it, John? This match has had everything so far, and it has to be said, but for that horrendous kick that Kyron suffered a few frames ago, we'd be looking at an 8 each scoreline here.
Yeah.
Thanks. 10.
Barry Hawkins, on the other hand, will be a little bit disappointed with his performance this evening. He's had lots of chances, but he'll still have a 2-frame advantage worse way. But is he going to be on the red? Ooh, just sneak past it. He's okay.
17.
Just on this red to the middle. This black will put him 50 points in front with 59 remaining.
Got a big problem here, John. Actually, the pink's in his way to get near to those reds for the right centre pocket. The pink is exactly where the white wants to hit the cushion, so we might have to screw back and try and judge it across the table. Here comes the cue ball. How's he judged the pace? It's only perfect. Great shot, Kyron Wilson.
25.
And there we see the difference, 50 points ahead. 59 remaining. It's 1 more red and a black. And he reduced his arrears to 2 frames.
Yes, good shot.
26.
And on the black, on frame ball. I think what's more notorious about this performance, Sean, is all the little things that could have gone wrong, as you mentioned, the kick,
33.
the miscue, and yet he's kept at his task. And now,
34.
surely. All right, it'll be 2 frames behind, but he won the session. That was the key thing.
It's just the strength of character he's shown for me, John. Absolutely first class. Finishing with a flourish now as well.
41.
All to play for going into the 3rd and final session tomorrow afternoon.
Well, he's missed that, but I don't think Barry Hawkins will be considering carrying on. He shakes his hand. Barry Hawkins couldn't produce the wonderful stuff that he did in the first session, but take nothing away from Kyron Wilson. Against all the odds, he battled, and he is a warrior, and he's just 2 behind overnight. Can't wait for tomorrow afternoon. Barry Hawkins will lead by 9 frames to 7.
Well, Kyron Wilson really living up to his nickname there, the Warrior. He registered 2 half-centuries and 2 centuries to close the deficit to just 2 frames. And of course, that match concludes tomorrow at 1 o'clock on BBC Two. Now on to another match that started today, earlier this morning, between Ali Carter and Zhou Yulong. And let's not forget, these are 2 players that knocked out seeded players to get to this stage. So Zhou was 5-1 up in the first session, but Carter fought back to bring it to 5-3. He continued to fight back tonight in the second session, and we're going to join it with the score at 7-all.
Quite well controlled, that. Not always easy when the reds are in the jaws of the pocket. He's got enough reds in the open here not to have to play the split.
It's more and more this match getting the feeling of the Stephen Maguire-James Cahill match. Again, as I said earlier, the mistake you don't want to be making is thinking, I'm the big favourite in this match, I should be the one that's bossing it and winning. No. This game doesn't work that way. You've got to earn your corn out there. There's a reason why Zhou Yulong's in the last 16 of the World Championships, because he's a class player. I'm not saying Ali's attitude's totally wrong, I'm just saying he's maybe putting himself under a wee bit too much pressure. Self-inflicted pressure.
Yes, I did the commentary on Joe's first round match against Mark Allen. And in the very first frame of that match, he showed me he knew what he was doing. He needed 2 snookers in that. It was a 48-minute frame. He showed all the patience in the world. Managed to get 2 snookers and nicked it. Second frame, managed to make a clearance, nicked it. Had a 7-2 lead. And Mark Allen missed 1 or 2, but not many. And I came out of that session thinking, you are a very fine player. There's no flukies here. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he just wants to steady himself here. As it sounds like the end of a frame on the opposite end of the arena. This is a tough shot now.
Yep. Good to see him standing away and starting again there. Wasn't happy. Digging down slightly. Got to hit the middle of the white with this shot, which he's done. excellent. More difficult than it looked at.
Yeah, the control was outstanding. I mean, you pot that thin and you can
21.
easily lose the white too high up. Now the big shot. I think one good thing about this little shot he's got here, he's almost forced to play it dead weight. He's got the optimum angle to do just that. Give the pot every chance. Yeah, he's got it. Great shot.
22.
Still got a couple of reds at least. I don't know whether that cluster of 5, whether the bottom red on the right is potable. He's played for the one in the middle there. Bottom one on the right
29.
might be available. Just having a look at it now, you see him moving across the table. So if it is, he'll play up for blue and then screw down for that red. Nicely played. Well, I have a bit more angle, first thought. So he's played the cannon into the pack and he's hit it beautifully. Love the way he plays those, Alan. Plays them a nice controlled pace, doesn't he? Not a chance of losing the cue ball the way he plays them.
Yeah, the pace was the key to that. Played it superbly. 55 the lead. He's looking for 2 reds then.
.36.
Yeah, well played. That should confirm. Barron, well, a miracle. He'll be going 8-7 in front with one more to play this evening.
Yes, and if Ali Carter doesn't win the final frame of the session, he's made absolutely no inroads.
41.
Which would be quite remarkable considering he's nicked 2 frames this evening.
For all he struggled
42.
this evening, Joe Yalong, for long parts of the session, he still made a couple of breaks of 65, one of 68, and this.
Yeah, we're just seeing the start of this boy's career. He's going to be around for a long time.
49.
He's playing at this standard. He is tough to play against. He's very good.
50.
Temperament superb. Break building outstanding. Match for anyone at the moment. He's playing against someone who's been in 2 world finals, so he's no mug. And he's just about to go 8-7 in front of him.
57. $58. $65. $66.
Oh, disappointed not to make the century. But he's back in the lead once again. One to play this evening then. It's 8-7, Joe Yalong.
Well, Zhou took the last frame as well, and he leads 9-7. Well, here's confirmation of all of today's scores. And remember, they all play to a conclusion tomorrow, so our 8 quarter-finalists will all be decided. Well, that's it from me, I'm afraid. But Snooker Extra will follow, where you can see what happened between Higgins and Bingham from earlier on today. And our live coverage of snooker continues tomorrow on BBC Two with Hazel Irvine. She is back at 1 o'clock. What a Monday we have to look forward to. That's it from me. Good night.